From the moment you took your first breath, you knew something was different. The world around you seemed like a maze of expectations, but you didn't quite fit in. You felt offbeat. It wasn't that you didn't try. You did. You followed the rules, played the part, and smiled through the motions. But deep inside, you knew the truth. You were always meant to be more, to be different. But this difference was never celebrated. No, it was made to feel like a curse, a burden you were supposed to carry silently. You were told time and time again that you were too much. Your emotions were too intense. Your thoughts too deep. Your ideas too radical. Your spirit too free. And with every push to conform, with every moment you were told to fit in, something inside you broke just a little. You started to shrink, to hide the parts of you that felt too large for the world. But here's the truth they've hidden from you. Your difference is not a flaw. It's your power. It's the key that's been buried under layers of conditioning. The truth they hide from you. You are not insane. You are not wrong. You were born awake. The world around you is built to keep you in line, to make sure you forget what you're capable of. Because when you remember, when you truly understand your uniqueness, you stop playing by the rules. And that's when you become dangerous. Because when you realize that you're not broken, that you don't need to fit in, that you can stand firm in your truth without apology, you no longer serve the system that seeks to control you. You become untouchable, unstoppable. Now look around you. You're not the only one. You're not the only one who's felt like an outsider, like you've never belonged, like your mind works in a different way. You see the world with a different set of eyes, and the truth is, this is not an accident. The power of being different. They tried to make you feel like being different was wrong. They told you that you didn't belong in this world, but what if this world was never meant for you? What if you were meant to be the spark that would ignite change? The truth is, you were designed to think differently. You were designed to feel deeply. You were designed to question everything. And now, it's time to embrace that. Your sensitivity, it's a gift. Your intensity, it's your power. Your creativity, it's your soul's true form, bursting through. You were never meant to conform. You were meant to awaken others by being the light. There's a simple truth that the world doesn't want you to know. When you woke up, the world stayed asleep. And the hardest part of your journey is knowing that the truth you carry will never be fully understood by the majority of people. And that's the bitter truth, the one they never told you. You're not here to fit in. You're here to stand out. You're a walking contradiction to a world built on comfort. And that's why people will always try to push you back into the mold. When you speak your truth, you shatter the illusion they've been living under. And the scariest part of it all, they don't even realize that they are trapped. That's why they try to pull you back. Because when you break free, you remind them of what they've lost. But here's the thing. Your truth isn't theirs to understand, and your journey isn't theirs to take. Why your truth is a threat. The truth is, your truth scares people, not because it's harsh, but because it's real. And real truth is dangerous. Why? Because when you realize your own power, you stop living in fear. You stop waiting for permission, and you start living the life you were meant to live. You stop being controlled by others' opinions. You stop fearing judgment. You stop shrinking to make others comfortable. And that scares people. It shatters the system. This is why the world fights against you, because your awakening challenges everything they believe. It's not just that you see things differently, it's that you embody something they are too afraid to face. The burden of truth. You might be thinking, it's so much easier to just fit in, to live like everyone else, to blend into the background so I don't stand out. But you see, that's the illusion. To fit in means to lose yourself, to drown your soul's voice in the noise of the world. And here's the worst part. When you try to fit in, you live someone else's dream. You become a shadow of who you could be. But when you step into your truth, when you embrace your difference, you become unstoppable. You are a force of nature. You don't fit in because you are meant to lead. You were born to challenge the status quo, to question everything, to open doors to realities most people are too afraid to even acknowledge. The power of isolation. Now, let's talk about something important. Isolation. For most of your life, you felt isolated. It wasn't that you chose to be alone. It's just that the world didn't quite understand you. You felt like you didn't belong. And here's why. Your vibration is different. You don't fit into the world as it is. And that's okay. The universe gave you this unique perspective for a reason. Because in the silence of isolation, you'll find the power to create, to heal, and to transform not just your life, but the world around you. So stop feeling guilty for being different. Stop thinking you need validation. You're not here to blend in. You're here to awaken others. You've always felt different, but now you're beginning to realize that this difference is your superpower. And the moment you embrace it, you can change everything around you. Imagine a world where everyone just fits in. Everyone thinks the same. Everyone follows the same rules. What would that world look like? Boring, stagnant, controlled. But now imagine a world where people embrace their uniqueness, where everyone is free to speak their truth, to live according to their highest potential. That world is waiting for you. Because every time you embrace your difference, you inspire others to do the same. You become a living example of possibility, a reminder that it's okay to stand out, to be yourself, to live in your truth. And the more people like you step into their power, the more the world shifts. Your uniqueness is a beacon. Your unique perspective is like a light, shining into the darkness of conformity. When you embrace it, you become a beacon. You help others see that it's okay to be different, that they are not alone in feeling the way they do. You become the change you wish to see in the world. Because when you step into your truth, others are inspired to do the same. This is how revolutions start. This is how new worlds are built. The fear of being different. But here's the catch. You will face resistance. You will face fear. And most of all, you will face doubt. It's not because you are weak, but because your difference challenges everything they've ever known. And the system that wants to control you doesn't want you to realize your power. They want you to be afraid of standing out. But here's the truth. Your uniqueness is your power. The moment you accept that you are different and stop trying to fit into a mold, you will begin to create from a place of strength. And no matter what the world throws at you, you'll always have the courage to stand firm. Shifting the world begins with you. You don't need to change the world all at once. You start with yourself. You start by living authentically, by speaking your truth, by embracing the parts of you that have been hidden. When you do this, you'll see the world around you shift. Your relationships will change. Your career will change. Your whole life will become a reflection of the power you hold within. But it all begins with you. Your uniqueness is the catalyst for everything else. You were born to create, not just to survive. If you're feeling that this message is hitting something deep inside you, then it's time to embrace it. Hit that subscribe button, and let's continue this journey together. There's a lot more to uncover, and the path to your awakening begins now. You've always felt different, but now you're starting to realize something bigger. Your difference isn't just your own. It's the key to helping others break free. Because the truth is, everyone who follows the herd is trapped in the same system. They just don't realize it. But when you stand out, when you embrace your uniqueness, you give others permission to do the same. You give them a chance to question everything they've been told. And that's when the real change begins. It's not just about you anymore. It's about everyone you come in contact with. Every time you speak your truth, you awaken someone else's truth. And that's how you change the world. Not by forcing others to think like you, but by giving them the freedom to be who they truly are. The ripple effect of uniqueness. Imagine a stone being thrown into a pond. It causes ripples, and those ripples travel further than you could ever see. Your uniqueness is like that stone. When you embrace your truth, you send ripples out into the world. And while you may not see all the ways your truth will impact others, it does. Every person who's inspired by your journey becomes a mirror for their own awakening. It's a chain reaction, one that creates a shift in consciousness. So don't underestimate the power of being different. Don't underestimate the ripple you're creating by being true to yourself. The price of awakening. But with all this power, there's one hard truth you must face. Awakening isn't easy. It requires you to let go of everything that's familiar. It means stepping away from the crowd, from the comfort zone, from the expectations of others. And here's the catch. Most people will try to pull you back in. They will try to silence your voice, to make you feel guilty for not conforming. But the truth is, you have no obligation to stay small. Your true power lies in your ability to stand up and say, "No more. I will not shrink to make others comfortable. I will embrace my uniqueness, and I will be the change I want to see in the world." Breaking the chains. The moment you stop trying to be someone else, you begin to break free from the chains that have been holding you. And in that moment, you become a free spirit, unbound, unafraid, and ready to create the life you've always imagined. The world won't make it easy. But the most profound truth you'll ever hear is this: you have everything you need. All it takes is to stop seeking outside and begin looking within. We've been told for so long that the world is just the way it is, that this is how things are. But what if that's the biggest lie of all? What if the world we live in, the systems, the structures, the rules, were never meant to be permanent? What if they were always temporary, just waiting for someone like you to come along and break them apart? Because that's exactly what's happening right now. The world as we know it is crumbling, but it's not the end. It's the beginning of something new. And the most exciting part? You are the creator of that new world. You have the power to transform your reality, to rewrite the rules of what's possible. And it all starts with you embracing your uniqueness. Because when you do, you create an energy that is magnetic. The power of collective awakening. Imagine if everyone in the world woke up to their truth. If everyone embraced their uniqueness. If everyone stopped trying to fit into a mold that wasn't theirs. What would the world look like? It would look like freedom. It would look like creativity. It would look like unity, not forced, but real. You see, when one person awakens, it creates a ripple. But when thousands of people awaken, it creates a wave. And that wave is unstoppable. You are part of that wave. And together, we can change the world. The resistance to change. But here's the challenge. When you start breaking free, you will face resistance. Not from the universe, but from the people around you. Why? Because most people don't want things to change. They're comfortable in their routines, in their limitations, in their suffering. But you're not here to be comfortable. You're here to break free. And when you embrace your uniqueness, when you start to see through the illusion, you will become unstoppable. The resistance will come, but it will be nothing more than a reflection of their fear. And the moment you stop fearing the resistance, you'll begin to create your new world. A new vision for humanity. Here's the vision. What if the world wasn't divided by fear, but united by love and understanding? What if people no longer felt alone in their journeys? What if we all embraced our differences and used them to build a collective awakening? This is possible. It starts with you. When you stand firm in your truth, you inspire others to do the same. And together, we can create a world that reflects the freedom and unity we've always dreamed of. We've been taught to believe that freedom is a privilege, that it's something granted by external forces. But here's the truth. Freedom isn't given to you. It's something you create from within. And the only way to create a truly free society is by first creating a free mind. You cannot have true freedom until every individual is liberated from the lies that have been imposed upon them. This is where you come in. Your awakening is the spark that ignites a greater change. Because when one person wakes up to their truth, it creates a ripple. When thousands wake up, it creates a wave. And the more people who awaken to their true nature, the more the world will shift. The more the illusions will dissolve. And the more the collective consciousness will evolve. The power of individual transformation. The transformation of society doesn't happen by fighting the system. It happens by changing the individuals who make up that system. You don't need to change the world in one grand sweep. You just need to change yourself. And when you change yourself, you change the energy around you. You change the vibration of the people in your life. This is the true power of individual awakening. When you wake up to your truth, you stop participating in the old system. You stop playing the game that keeps you trapped in fear and limitation. And in doing so, you become a living example of what freedom truly looks like. Others will see your peace, your authenticity, and they will be drawn to it. They will want to break free too. The transformation of society. As more and more individuals wake up, they will start to question the systems they've been living under. They will start to realize that society doesn't have to be this way. The way we educate, the way we govern, the way we treat each other, all of it can be different, and all of it can be better. But this transformation doesn't happen overnight. It starts small, with individuals like you, who have the courage to stand up and say, I will not live by their rules any longer. I will create my own reality, and I will help others do the same. The ripple effect of awakening. Each individual awakening sends ripples through society. It's not about forcing others to change. It's about leading by example. It's about being the light that others can follow. When you awaken, you stop seeing yourself as separate. You see yourself as part of a greater whole, part of a network of conscious beings who are waking up to their true nature. And as more and more people awaken, the whole world will begin to shift. The system will no longer have the power to control you because you will have risen above it. The new world is here. So, how do we create this new world? It starts with individual action. It starts with you. When you embrace your truth, you create the energy needed to shift the collective. You become part of a global awakening that is already happening. The new world is not something that's coming. It's already here. It's been here all along, waiting for people like you to recognize it. The question is, will you answer the call? Freedom isn't just about breaking out of chains. It's about breaking out of your own mind. Because no matter how much we try to escape the system, we're always imprisoned by the beliefs we hold about ourselves. And here's the hardest truth. You'll never truly experience freedom until you set yourself free from the lies you've been telling yourself. Until you step into your true power and let go of the limitations you've placed on yourself, you will always feel stuck. But once you begin to understand that your mind is the key, that your freedom begins with the way you see yourself, that's when everything begins to change. Breaking free from mental chains. You've been told your whole life that you're limited, that you can only do so much, that there are boundaries you can't cross. But who set those boundaries? Who told you that you couldn't reach beyond them? The system, the world that wants you to stay small. But you can break free. When you realize that your beliefs shape your reality, you realize that you have the power to change them. Start by questioning everything. Every belief you've ever held about yourself, every limitation you've accepted, and then, one by one, let them go. Because the only thing standing between you and your true freedom is the belief that you cannot have it. The collective awakening begins with you. The most powerful thing you can do for the world is to awaken yourself. Because when you awaken, you break free from the chains of control. And when you break free, you inspire others to do the same. Your personal awakening is the foundation of the collective awakening. As more individuals awaken to their true nature, they begin to act from a place of freedom. And when enough people act from that place, society as a whole begins to change. You are the beginning. The change starts with you. Building a conscious community. So, what happens when you wake up? What happens when you break free from the old system? You start to create. You start to build a life that aligns with your true self. And when you begin to build your own life from a place of consciousness, you create a ripple effect. Others notice. Others want what you have. And together, you begin to form a community built on shared values of freedom, consciousness, and truth. A community that supports each other's growth. A community where authenticity is the norm, not the exception. This is how we create the new world. This is how we build a society that reflects the highest potential of humanity. The power of connection. Freedom is not just about personal liberation. It's about the freedom that comes from being connected to others. True freedom comes when we join forces with like-minded souls, when we support each other's journeys, and when we build each other up instead of tearing each other down. When you embrace your uniqueness, and when others do the same, you create a network of power that's unstoppable. You've learned that your uniqueness is your strength, that your awakening is the spark for the collective transformation. That the world you see is not fixed, but malleable, shaped by the energy and frequency you send into it. Now, let's address the ultimate question. What will you do with this power? You've awoken. You've realized that you are the creator of your own reality. But the next step isn't just to create your own life. It's to create the world around you. It's time to break free from the limitations of the old system. It's time to stop playing by their rules. It's time to build a new world based on truth, authenticity, and freedom. But here's the challenge. Will you step up? Will you embrace your power fully and live in alignment with your highest self? It's easy to talk about freedom. It's easy to dream of a better world. But the real question is, what are you willing to do to create it? The power to shift reality is within you. You don't have to wait for permission. You just have to act. So ask yourself, what is the next step you are going to take to make the world you want to live in? What would happen if everyone who watched this video stepped into their power? What if everyone embraced their true self and chose to break free from the limitations holding them back? How would the world change? If this message resonated with you, and you feel that inner fire waking up, then don't just sit back. Subscribe and join us on this journey. There's more awakening to do, more truths to discover, and together we will shape the reality we were always meant to live in. Drop your thoughts below, and let's keep this conversation going. Your comments are the first step toward the world you want to create.